Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking through some player props I like on Prizepicks for today's NBA slate on Monday, March the 24th. We've got a 8-game slate, I believe, tonight. Yeah, 8-game slate. So decent size slate for Monday. Got some early player props I do like for this slate, guys. Taking a first look at the board Monday morning when I'm recording this video. Got 3 plays that I'm going to give out in this video. We're going to break these down, talk through why I like these plays. Now, before we do get started, make sure you guys hit that like button down below. If you do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to Prizepicks and if you don't have a Prizepicks account, go sign up, use promo code NOAH when you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and place your first $5 lineup. You're going to get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account. So use that code NOAH when you do sign up for Prizepicks. And also do want to shout out Sleeper. We have a partnership with Sleeper as well. You guys can go sign up for Sleeper. Use promo code NOAH over there. And when you play $5, you're going to get $55 worth of free lineups. So this is another promotion that's going to give you an access to, kind of an easier way to build your bankroll up. You don't have to put in a bunch of money, try and make a bunch of money quickly. You can just put in like 15, 20 bucks, play $5, get those $55 worth of free lineups, and then you have an easy way to build up your bankroll because you can use those free lineups to hopefully make some money. And then any money you win off those lineups is credit. You can continue to play with that money. You can withdraw that money. It's up to you. But if you guys don't have an account on Sleeper, recommend giving them a try. They do a lot of promos, always doing discounts, protected plays, free squares. Like Sleeper has a lot of promotions. That's probably one of the best things about their app is that they do a lot of discounts all throughout the week. So if you guys do want to check out Sleeper, again, use that promo code NOAH when you sign up for Sleeper. But let's talk through props I'm liking for this slate on Monday, guys. Got 3 plays that we're going to give out in this video. Let's go ahead and break them down. So the first prop that I like for Monday is going to be a fantasy score. And we're going to take Rudy Gobert for more than 29.5 fantasy score. So Gobert gets a pretty good matchup here against the Pacers. The Pacers have historically been a good matchup for centers. They're not a team that rebounds particularly well. They've typically been a team you can beat on the glass. And that's kind of where Gobert gets a lot of his production from. He gets a lot of his production from rebounding. That's what he's really good at. He also, when when he's able to score, it's typically from scoring around the rim. He's a guy that does most of his scoring in the paint, and that's where the Pacers have also been vulnerable. They're a team that gives up a lot of points in the paint. I think they're giving up like the 3rd or 4th most points in the paint this season. So this should be a matchup where Gobert should be able to have success on the glass, do some scoring around the rim. This is also a spot where I think he maybe can rack up a couple of blocks as well. Gobert is one of those guys that can get you blocks, he can get you steals, and those are huge for fantasy score because you get 3 points for blocks and steals. You just look at his last few games, he's had like 3 steals, 1 block, 3 blocks, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 2 steals. So like he can give you those stocks. And last time these teams played, Gobert did have 3 blocks in only 21 minutes. If you do look, last time these teams played a few days ago, Gobert did go under this fantasy score line. He had 21.9, but he also got ejected in that game, and that was the reason that he played 21 minutes. Typically, we can expect Gobert to play like over 30 minutes. He played 30 minutes in this game against New Orleans, which was a blowout. He played 31 minutes in this game, which was a competitive game. Got ejected in this game. This game against Utah was a blowout. He only played 26 minutes. This game against Orlando was competitive. He played 35 minutes. Today's game against the Pacers does have a 2.5 point spread, so this should be a competitive game. We should see Gobert play over 30 minutes, and Gobert throughout his career has typically been a guy that can give you a fantasy point per minute when he's on the floor. I like the matchup for him against Indy here. This is a matchup he's had success in. For what it's worth, he's gone over this fantasy score line in 3 out of 5 games versus the Pacers since joining the Timberwolves. And if you look at the 2 games he went under, he only played 25 minutes and 22 minutes. So when he's played over 30 minutes, he's typically been a guy you can bet on getting 29.5 fantasy points. And given the matchup here, I think we have a good shot at getting 29.5 fantasy points from Gobert today. Just hopefully the game stays competitive, which, again, 2.5 point spread. It should be a close game. Now, the next play I like and the next 2 plays I like are both going to be points plus rebounds props. So next one we're going to talk about is going to be a prop on Nick Claxton. We're going to take Nick Claxton for more than 18.5 points plus rebounds. Now, this is a pretty good matchup here for Claxton going up against Dallas. Now, we did get some news earlier today that Anthony Davis is now questionable for this game. I believe Anthony Davis was listed as doubtful, earlier, and he got upgraded to questionable. So there's a chance that Anthony Davis could be back for this game. But I would assume if Anthony Davis does play here, he's going to be on some sort of minutes limit. You know, they're not going to bring Anthony Davis back and only, you know, and play him like 30 minutes. That's just not going to happen. If Anthony Davis plays, he's probably going to be limited to like 24, 25 minutes, if maybe less than that. We don't really know. The matchup obviously will get a little bit worse for Claxton if Anthony Davis plays. But man, if Anthony Davis is out again, this is a really, really good spot for Claxton because the Mavericks have just been so bad defensively against centers lately. You know, obviously they haven't had Anthony Davis. They don't have Derek Lively. They don't have Daniel Gafford. They're just missing a ton of bigs. They've been giving up the most points in the paint. Like over the last 10 games, they're giving up the most points in the paint. They've also been a team you can beat on the glass just because they run so many small ball lineups. And Claxton's been playing well lately. You can see he's gone over this PR line in 3 of his last 5 games. One of the games he went under was a terrible matchup against Boston. The other game he went under was against Atlanta. Probably would have expected him to do a little bit better against Atlanta. But this should be a good matchup for Claxton. Obviously, if Anthony Davis plays, the matchup does get worse. But if Anthony Davis gets ruled out, I mean, the matchup is fantastic for Claxton. And one thing I like to see is that Claxton's minutes have really been trending up lately. You know, we've kind of saw for most of the season, the Nets have kind of been limiting Claxton's minutes, you know, playing him like 26, 27 minutes. Well, their last, 7 games or so, 31 minutes, 29 minutes, 34 minutes, 30, 29, 31, and 32. So we're starting to see Claxton pretty consistently get over 30 minutes. This is a game with a 2.5-point spread, so this is a game that should be competitive. We should see Claxton play about 30 minutes, if not over 30 minutes here. I like the matchup for him against Dallas. Matchup does get a little bit worse if Anthony Davis plays, but again, if Anthony Davis does play, he's going to be on a minutes limit, so I don't think this is a spot where we should worry about Claxton, having to go up against Davis too much because, we just don't really know how much Davis is even going to be on the floor or even how effective he's going to be returning from injury. AD's been out for weeks, with, I believe it's an adductor injury. So, yeah, I like this spot for Claxton. Going to take him for more than 18.5 points plus rebounds. And then the third and final prop that I like is going to be on Nikola Vucevic, and we're going to take Nikola Vucevic for more than 26.5 points plus rebounds. So, Vooch is another guy that has had his minutes cut down lately, but it's just been because, he's been coming back from injury. So he hasn't really been able to play full minutes, just because they've kind of been keeping his minutes in check coming back from injury. He returned from injury on March the 10th, I believe. I'm going to pull up his game log just to confirm that. Yeah, returned from injury March the 10th. Since then, 24 minutes, 23 minutes, but then 29 minutes, 31, 30, 32. And then last game, he only played 26 minutes last game, but last game was a big blowout. Surprisingly, the Bulls blew out the Lakers last game, which obviously nobody expected. He still had 24 PR. He had 12 points, 12 rebounds, and only 26 minutes. So he was still really productive when he was on the floor. Had 38 PR in 32 minutes against Sacramento, 30 PR in 30 minutes against Phoenix. Now he faces a Denver team that's once again expected to be without Nikola Jokic today. So this should be a really good matchup for Vooch. I don't know if yesterday the Nuggets started DeAndre Jordan at center, which is something they haven't been doing. I don't know if they're going to do that again or if they're going to go back to playing small and starting Aaron Gordon at center. If Aaron Gordon starts at center, it's going to be a good matchup for Vooch because he's going to be able to face an undersized big, in Gordon. And then if they start DeAndre Jordan, it's a good matchup because DeAndre Jordan's just not that great of a defender at this point in his career. He's definitely slower on his feet. Vooch is a guy that can, he's really effective around the glass. He's a guy that can, or not around the glass, but around the rim. He's got good footwork. He's a guy that can also stretch the floor. He can shoot threes. He's just a really efficient scoring big, and he's been playing really well lately. He's looked a lot like himself since when he first came back from injury. He wasn't playing too well, but now we started to see Vooch play a lot better. The minutes are also back to full. This is a game with a 3-point spread. Denver's on the second night of a back-to-back, so I think this is a game that can be competitive for sure. And if we're going to get over 30 minutes from Vooch, especially in a matchup facing a Nuggets team that doesn't have Jokic today, like the spot a lot for Nikola Vucevic, like him for more than 26.5 PR. So these are the 3 props, guys, that we're going to roll with for this Monday NBA slate. Again, I'm recording this video Monday morning, so these are some early plays I like. Taking a first look at the board this morning. As always, I'll have more props for today. I'll share those over on Patreon, so if you guys want to check those out, link down below in the description. Give out more Prizepicks plays every day over on Patreon. But appreciate your guys' support. Hit that like button down below if you enjoy these videos. Hit that subscribe button as well. And be sure to go check out Prizepicks, guys. Use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up for Prizepicks. And again, when you play your first $5 lineup on Prizepicks, you're going to get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account. So check them out if you have not yet. But good luck tonight as always. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.